Good morning to you guys, and it's definitely a good morning. You can tell by the hair. Caffeine free right now, so please bear with me as I try to get this done and make sense. And this question was a fantastic question. It was such a good question that I would hate to just answer the bare minimum when there's a little bit more to this question than appears to the eye. And the question was just they wanted 3D Muscle Journey approved upper lower splits for an intermediate bodybuilder. And here's the thing, that the intermediate phase is just so freaking long that it's very hard to just give out one scenario and let you guys run with that. I'd much rather talk about, basically, see, in the intermediate phase you can have a beginner intermediate, you can have an intermediate that's smack in the middle, and then you can have intermediates that are very close to making that jump to becoming an advanced bodybuilder. So we're going to go through all of those and just kind of give you a few situations. And again, these are just common occurrences, and they might not completely apply to you, but maybe there's a few things here and there that you could transplant to whatever it is you're going through. And this guy, he's no longer a noob. He's past the newbie gains. The honeymoon is over. He's about ready to get started in his intermediate phase. He's gone from 140 to 160, and if anything, he appears to have gone visually leaner. And he can rep out 350 pounds on the deadlift. So he's quite strong in his old full body starting strength type routine. It's no longer valid anymore. So it's time to move on to something else. It's not only more effective, but safer, given the fact that he can really dig a hole in his recovery now. So we're not going to go straight into an upper-lower split. We're going to go with a full body split. We're just going to kind of sort of play with the rep ranges. So for example, here in day 1, squats 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Dumbbell bench 10 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets. And here's his horizontal rowing. He's doing 6 to 8 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Where's my mind? And one thing I love to do with the horizontal rowing, I like to have twice as much horizontal rowing in my programs, simply because it's good for your shoulders, it's good for shoulder health, but it's also great for back development. And with the newer trainees, I love to have them row in the 12 to 15 rep range, or just in the higher rep range, 10 and over in most cases, simply because they're less likely to cheat when they're using weights in this rep range. Whereas 4 to 6, it turns into some, well, you guys seen it in the gym. And then calves, just a few calf exercises, because again, this person doesn't just want to be a barbell athlete, they want to be a cosmetic athlete, they want to be a bodybuilder, and symmetry is important to them. Day 2 is kind of a sandbaggy day. We're kind of still recovering from this, because again, this type of volume is very new to this person that had not seen it prior to this. So this is on this day we do front squats 2 to 4, 2 sets 4 to 6 reps. Dumbbell bench press 2 sets 4 to 6 reps. RP at 8.5, which means all of these are done with about 2 reps left in the tank. And they're very thankful for that, because they're still kind of recovering from this year. But again, it's very important that we practice a lot of these important movements that, besides making sure that you have a good squat technique, they're really going to pay off when you do other movements, as I discussed in my powerlifting for bodybuilders video. And we have some horizontal rows. So same thing with the horizontal rows, 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Some vertical rows. And at this point, for this guy, pull-ups or something like that would be really good, simply because he's gained weight and his body weight is in itself is really challenging. So day 3, we get to play with some heavy stuff. Some of the things you can do with your squat right here: 5x5, 3x5, 10x1, 5x1. You could even cycle these like this as the weeks go by. Of course, I would suggest that at this point it's probably a bit safer to stay 1 to 2 reps, in most cases 2 reps away from failure when lifting in this rep range. Some heavy dumbbell bench pressing. Same thing, same rule applies with the horizontal rowing, twice as much as we press. Some overhead pressing. And at this point with this trainee, you have a good idea as to what is going to be a genetic strong point, what parts seem to grow. So a lot of the accessory movements, and you could probably throw 1 to 2 things in here on any given day. It's really going to depend on what you see, you know, and it can be because of muscle bellies, it can be because of attachments, many reasons as to why certain body parts don't grow on some of us as naturally as, you know, they might on your workout partner or whatever. But it's a good time to just really take note of that and start getting some extra work in those areas. For example, if you compare Jeff Alberts and I when we were both 17 years old. So here's a picture of Jeff. And here's a picture of me. So in Jeff's case, he probably would not need any direct arm work. Not at this point anyways. But in my case, I would be curling like my name is Johnny Bravo. So it's definitely a good time to take note of that. And besides what we're doing here, it really is a good time to just throw in those accessory movements that make sense given this person's situation. So there you have it. This is for the beginner intermediate. Next time we'll talk about the intermediate.